Everybody. Yeah, it's Friday, November 20th, 2009, our last show here in New York until you see us again in Las Vegas on Monday. Looking forward to it. Going to be a great weekend for us there and a lot of fun all week.
Lots of excitement.
Encore Wynn Hotel. Come on, what are we talking about?
What more do you want?
The best there is. You know, all week I've been trying to get to this story with you because it was in the Sunday Times last weekend.
You have been promising me this story for a week.
Well, I think it's a monumental shift in how men are getting along with women and what they're looking for in women now. And believe it or not, you know, all those jokes about cougars and all that talk. Cougars are very important now to a man, especially young men. They desire the coug rather than, you know, a young girl.
The coug.
Listen, this is from the New York Times, thank you very much. Now, here you go. In the swirl of attention around older women coupling with younger men, it seems the guys are increasingly the ones on the prowl. They love the cougar. Despite research to the contrary, it is the men, she says, the Cougars say, who are clamoring for more. They know, the Cougars feel it. The young men are after them. And here's the reason why. They are not so nitpickety and naggy, and there's not a lot of pressure. Young women put pressure on young men, and they don't like that. The Cougs, they're just...
I'm telling you, ladies of all ages, and I mean this, ladies of all ages, if you want a guy to be interested in you, you must ignore him.
There's a place called the Watering Hole here in New York where they have a wait list for men who want to meet Cougs.
I mean, the Watering Hole. Can we come up with a better...
New York Times I'm quoting from. All right. So this guy got in line, and they each get 4 minutes apiece with the coug.
Oh, speed dating. I've heard about this.
Yes, speed dating.
Right.
In 4 minutes, you're supposed to know whether or not, hey, this is for you. Okay. 15 women on the speed dating event typically drew more cubs than cougs. What does that tell you? Young men are flocking around the cougs. Now, here's the age difference.
Okay.
Men from 23 to 31. Oh, wait a minute. And the women... 35 to 56.
I told you a cougar was considered
you just told me that.
35
No,
and
I always
older.
thought the date was 40 years old.
Right.
You know? And I think 40 is fair. I think 35 is still quite... And I think 40 is kind of a young age. And my age, what? Who isn't young? You'll get there one day and you'll feel like I do. Anyway, so what do you think of this? Older women are more sophisticated and, frankly... more experienced. More sexually experienced.
Well, sure. Why wouldn't they be?
Go. So what do you want from a young guy?
I just don't know. I mean, I feel like, and this is me speaking on behalf of myself, I might be bored with a young guy.
Because?
I don't know. What would I say to him? Hey, want to play Super Mario Brothers?
That's a good start.
Hey, is your mom there? I want to know if she wants to go see Wayne Newton in Vegas, baby.
But, you know, years ago, young men would not be seen with an older woman because they'd be ridiculed and ribbed to death, you know, by their other buddies. But now it's a badge of honor. New York Times.
Well, look at that movie, The Graduate. You know, when Dustin Hoffman and Anne Bancroft played his friend's mother, right? But they were 5 years apart in age. Anne Bancroft was 35
But she was playing an older...
She was playing an older woman.
And that was the kind of like a kickoff as to what's to come in the future.
Yeah. She was sort of predicting, because I think that women in general, I think that we all sort of take better care of ourselves, and so we're, you know,
looking better than ever.
We're looking doper and flyer, ladies, and that's a good thing.
But here's the deal now. What happens to
older men?
Yes, excuse me. Yes, if I could bring them up for just a minute. The older guys, who do they have to turn to? I guess they have to turn to the younger girls.
Hasn't that been going on for hundreds of thousands?
Hundreds of years.
The cats. The kitties. They go to the kitties.
So, as you approach cougarhood,
you're
not there. I don't care what anybody says.
Okay,
you're not there.
I think I am, but
one day you will be a coug, and you better get used to it.
But what does that mean? Are you Are you saying that Mark Consuelos won't be there?
First of all, he's much younger than you.
He's much younger. He's 6 whole months
Well, that's
younger.
what I mean.
But according to Regis and Mark, I have robbed the cradle, and I am...
Oh, Mark feels that way, too?
Mark constantly says it. He goes, well, you know how you ladies that marry younger men are. And I'm like, no, what do you mean? What exactly, specifically? He goes, well, I'm a younger man. You know, you robbed the cradle. And I'm like, you're 6 months. Your birthday is in March. Mine is in October. Let's not get excited.
You tell him, Pippa. All right, what else is going on? You know, we're doing a lot of traveling this week. Now, here's the latest on the surcharges. 3 airlines will extend and raise their surcharges for the busiest days of the year.
So unfair.
Those days around holidays when everybody has to go see,
unfair.
$10, $20.
Not even an extra bag of pretzels for your trouble.
The $10 and $20 surcharge has now been raised to $50 surcharge. And I love that name, surcharge. It's
robbery. Robbery.
How about this? The U.S. Treasury would like donations from all of the American citizens to help pay off the national debt. Please. The last thing I want to do, they're taking most of what I get anyway. They can't handle
with that. Donation on top of that.
The debt is now $12 million. $12 trillion. Million. Forget peanuts. $12 trillion.
Peanuts.
Can you believe $12 trillion? $12
and succotash, it's 12 trillion?
I've been twittering too much.
How did it get all the way up to 12 trillion?
And here's some bad news for California.
Oh, no.
Yeah. There was a time there where a beach in San Clemente, and I was there years ago, was all nude. That was your little nude sanctuary, more or less.
And is that where you would nude sunbathe? Could we find Regis Philbin frolicking nude on the beach?
If you were lucky, you might get a view of him, yeah.
So you've gone nude on the beach?
No, I haven't, but I remember the beach being there. I'm kidding with you. But it was a lot of fun. But anyway... No, you can't do it two shows in a row. You know?
There you
Stop
are.
it! Stop it!
I remember
that was Puerto Rico in my prime. Anyway,
right.
No more nude beaches in California.
No
That's a state law.
Why are they banning nude beaches?
They just had enough of you walking around.
Where will nude people go?
They're going to have to put on their clothes like everybody else. Put on their little thongs and all of that. Gilman used to... I thought Gilman was nude many times and he was in a thong. Oh, yeah, one more thing. My conductor, Stanley Earlo, has an engagement all on his own. It's a synagogue in Louisville, Kentucky, congregation Adeth Sherushim. That's Sunday night, and Stanley Earlo will perform for you, and I hope you have a good time with him down there in Louisville, Kentucky. Now, today on our show, giant show, one of the most beautiful women in the world.
It's true.
Lately, that's all you hear about is how beautiful she is. Penelope Cruz will be out here.
From the Twilight Saga New Moon, Taylor Lautner is here.
And we were talking about him, and he's the one that bulked up to get that role, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
He is that shirtless wolf, as I like to call him.
And listen to this. Today we are going to go behind the scenes. We talked about this last week. Kelly and Mark reappearing on All My Children. First time back on that show in 8 years. They're going to be, you'll see it in January 4th and 5th, but we sent a camera along with them, and we'll show you what goes on backstage.
And then we give away our final trip to join us at the Encore at Wynn Las Vegas.
Holiday snapshot, let's go.